first things you should do when you make money. And this is actually interesting because it's actually something I recommend you guys do now, whether you have a lot of money or not. But we live in a world now of globalization, and it's nearly impossible to be off-grid. It's impossible to be beyond the sphere of government control if you want to live a life worth living. You're going to need a bank account. Crypto helps a lot, but you're still going to need a bank account. You're going to need a passport. You're going to need a driver's license. You're going to need all of these things. And the idea of living off-grid is if you want a very simplistic life. If you want a modern life, living off-grid is going to be impossible. For a long time, I pondered, what's the best way to live off-grid? What's the best way to avoid a single government having influence over me? Because one of the main reasons I don't care about politics is because I don't consider myself having a leader. I'm in Romania now. I don't know who the leader is. And if a leader came who I really dislike, I can move. I live in countries where I don't know who the leader is, and the world doesn't know, and nobody gives a shit. So I like that. I like feeling like a citizen of the world as opposed to stuck in one place. One of the first things I recommend you do, and this is what I did when I realized that going off-grid is impossible, is actually put yourself on as many grids as possible. I've said to some of my friends who have like $5,000 in the bank, I got $5,000 in the bank, I want to spend it on a holiday. I say, no, if you're going to spend $5,000 on a holiday, fuck that, you're going to come out with nothing. You just spend that $5,000 going to another country, going into the local DVLA or the Department of Driving or whatever it is, and find out what it takes to get a driver's license. I say this to people and people call me crazy, but I think it's far more crazy that people don't do this. We live in a world now where if you're American, you can fly to England, or if you're England, you can fly to America. You can go into the office that issue driver's licenses. You can say, what do I need to get a driver's license? I've just moved to the country. They can say you need proof of residence, you need a bank account, you need X, Y, Z. And you can spend a couple weeks going through the fucking process, getting what you need, doing a driving test, and passing a driving test, and having a license in a foreign country. And when I say people do this, they go, why? What do you mean why? If you have one driver's license, then that country can take your license at a whim and restrict you from moving and making money for going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. People call me crazy when I say I have 7 driver's licenses. I have 7 licenses from 7 countries. And each year, I take 2 weeks out of my year to go to a country, park up. If I have to get a rental agreement, I get a rental agreement. If I need to get a bank account, I get a bank account. Anything it takes to and go through the motions. Sometimes I haven't even got to do a test. Sometimes if I prove I have another license, they just give me a license. Anything it takes to have a license so that when I am stopped by the police for speeding, which is all the fucking time, because I have a Lamborghini, an Aston Martin, a Bentley, I drive how I fucking want. I'm not going to live like a little cuck. It's 50 miles an hour. If I do 55 miles an hour, they're going to take it away from me. This is how people live, under government control, suppressed and afraid. I don't want to lose my license. If you stop me in America, I'll pull out a Polish license. What are you going to do? Call Poland? What's the fucking officer going to do? You were speeding. Yeah, sorry. I have to give you a ticket. No problem. We should take your license. You have to deal with Poland about that. I don't even know how the process works if you try to take a Polish license. I don't think the American cops even have a jurisdiction over a Polish license. I always say I don't think, but I do know that they don't. An American cop cannot take the license of another nation. They can't do anything. Every country I'm in, I just pull out different licenses. I get stopped for speeding 5 times a week. No one does shit because I have so many driver's licenses, and you guys should do the same thing. And the point of this story is the first thing you do when you get money is you need to prevent a single government having access or control over your entire life. Same thing with passports, man. If I fuck up big time and England wants me in jail, I can fly on a Nigerian passport, or an American, or an English, or a Polish, or an Estonian. I have so many fucking passports. What, are you going to block them all? I've got 4 more I haven't even named on YouTube. They can't stop me traveling. There's always a passport I can pull out. There's always a driver's license I can pull out. If you ban one, I've got another one. I've got bank accounts in 19 countries. My shit is diversified. So am I off-grid? No, I'm on so many fucking grids. You can't lock the grid on me because there's too fucking many of them. People are asking me, what's the first thing I should do when I get money? I'll tell you the first thing you should do right now, if you have a little bit of money in the bank, is look it up, because you'll be surprised. Even a license like a Thai license. Thai is the best. You pull out a Thai driver's license, it's not even in English. It's in those squiggly letters. And they're like, is this real? I'm like, yeah, it's real. You can't drive here on this? Yeah, you can. Google it. If I have an international driver's permit, which I have, which costs $150, and a Thai license, I can drive in Europe. And they sit there and they look at the Thai license and think, what am I going to do, call Bangkok? Oh, fuck it. And they let you go. So people say, what's the first thing you should do when you get money? The first thing you should do when you get money is at least obtain 2 passports, at least obtain as a minimum 2 driver's licenses, and at least as a minimum have bank accounts in 2 different countries. Otherwise, what? Otherwise, you're living like a little cuck at the whim of one government. And let me tell you something. Governments are assholes and governments also change. I find it absurd that you motherfuckers right now, all of you watching this right now, are driving to and from work. You needed a car for your livelihood. You need a car to pay your mortgage. And you're living in a world where if you go 10 miles per hour over the speed limit, they're going to take that away from you. And you've done absolutely nothing to negate that. People call me crazy for having 8 licenses. I think having 1 license is fucking crazy. Get it done.